You gotta get back to that town that wanted to dream, the one of the chase everything the world told him that he couldn't have. Yes, we got to reset. We're surrounded by the noise. We're surrounded by the social media, the Instagram, all of these things that give us no fulfillment. And the reason why you feel this way is because you've been surrounded by negativity. You've been surrounded by individuals that call themselves your friend, but in our reality, they're just another energy drain. They're just another person that wants to tell you that you cannot accomplish your dreams because they fail in every obstacle they ever try to defeat. Let's go back into their hole. Let's go back into the darkness. Some of the most monumental and transformational portraits and pictures that we've ever seen were developed in the dark room. I'm talking to that athlete. I'm talking to that administrator. I'm talking to that nurse, that doctor. Aunties of being the school's pilot. After my father passed away, he died. And to each doctor, I'm talking to the student. I'm talking to that communicator. I'm talking to that pioneer, that inventor. I'm talking to the John Scherver Moore. I'm talking to the preacher. I'm talking to that person. And that person who refuses to stay where they are. I'm talking that person that doesn't have a problem laying in obscurity because you know that when you come out of the dark room, oh, I saw you, rise from that ghost state, a new man and a new woman on his journey to greatness. Why are you here? What is your destiny? I got a question. What will you do? We know one is watching. What will you do? We know one is listening. That's the only time that we'll be able to bring something to this world that it never seen before. One of the greatest challenges with disappearing is understanding the revelation of building in the dark. The secret of change is to focus all of our energy, not on fighting the old, but building the new, and specifically behind closed doors when nobody's looking. When no one is there to affirm you, and nobody's there to validate you, when nobody is there to agree with you, you build in the dark, and you announce it when it's finished. Let me tell you, you're gonna fight until you can't fight no more. And when you can't fight anymore, you're gonna lay down and bleed a while. And then you're gonna get up and fight some more. Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room and focus on you. There are so many people in your life who have left you. There are too many people in your life who have counted you out. There are too many people in your life who have whispered in your ear and said, "You'll be worse off without them." Throw them wrong. There are people in your life that claim to be your friends. And honestly, they are just standing there waiting to see you feel. Yeah, you have those friends that come up to support you and tell you how great you are. But when they're driving off leaving from a little bit, they're standing themselves. I can do that better than it. Or I can do that better than it. Disappear and do the work that is required. Sometimes you gotta take a break from just about everything. Disappear, come back and shot the world. You'll be surrounded by individuals that call themselves you're free. You're just a never person that wants to tell you that you cannot accomplish your dreams. Are you worth my life? Time. If you're not, time to unplug, time to unplug. This is the process. When you have to reset. And when you have to ghost everyone. And in order to achieve greatness, you must first believe you can. What's the biggest challenge that most of these individuals have? What's the common challenge? Leave. They don't believe. It's a whole mentor. When people don't get it, everybody wants to say, okay, we're here to attend steps 2. Okay, Lewis said do 8, he said do 9. You know, this person says this is the 12 steps and everybody's trying to get to steps without the mentality. You got this. I believe in you. When somebody says no matter what happened, it's 6 years or failed, I'm going to be by your side. That's when I have the confidence to do difficult things. Wow. So it's the people in my life. You should recognize the potential in yourself and love yourself enough to make the changes that produce the best possible version of yourself. How do you overcome self-doubt? How do you have to overcome self-doubt? Help someone else overcome self-doubt. Love that. Love that overcomes self-doubt by helping. And it's not a selfish thing. I'm only helping you so I can. You have to genuinely love and commit to the person. So it's not the card, the house, or whatever. It is that internal goal, that internal why. And so for me, I just think that's it. Like you, it's just getting something within it. You gotta pull it out. And so it's easy when you have a why, a purpose. I'm doing it for this. I'm doing it for that. It's easy to get up and get going. But if it's just for a car, what happens when you get to car? 'Cause you can buy it. What happens when you get to house? And you can buy a house. You only reason you're not the best right now, because you don't believe you're the best. You can learn all the techniques in the world. If you don't believe in yourself, it won't happen for you. You have got to stand up to that voice. You've got to sell yourself every day on your abilities, on what you're doing, on the goal that you want to reach. You've got to sell yourself every day, every day, every day, every day. According to your level of belief, it will manifest itself. And what you're doing, whatever we have right now, whatever we're demonstrating in our lives is a result of what we believe subconsciously that we deserve. And part of increasing that belief level is that you've got to convince yourself every day. I believe I'm the best derives. I'm the apologize for it to anybody. I think I'm the best things in sliced bread. If you can't do it, you scratch, claw, and even die trying. Somewhere I believe that I am not enough. I could enough, smart enough, telling enough, worthy enough, whatever might be. And that was definitely my biggest insecurity, was I'm not enough in so many ways. And so I needed people to give me the approval. I needed people to accept me because I didn't accept it. I accept myself fully now. It doesn't mean I'm still not hungry. It doesn't mean I'm still not a work in progress. It doesn't mean I'm still not driven to the world. Driven to create results in my life and make an impact and do all these beautiful things. But I've finally come to myself after literally 10 years of different healing modalities and processes and making big mistakes. And learning and growing, I finally feel at peace with accepting myself. From that space, I feel like I can do anything. No matter if people talk crap about me, it doesn't mean I have a like it. But I can still do it and not be afraid of that. And that's really a bit for of the greatest mindset is identifying which fear holds you back, because I believe self-doubt is the killer of dreams. Where should you start questioning yourself? You already lost. Where should you start questioning yourself? Where should you start going to a state of depression? And you start being by yourself. And you start thinking and wonderer. Now you start wondering you already lost, even if you don't believe me. I'm the best right now, and if you want to get to know the very most speaking, you've got to be. You're about to be in my body doing it like this. And I shouldn't have brought you here part to my vision. I must be the greatest. I should get my revision speaking. I changed the whole genre. I must be the greatest. Now because I'm cracking, then I gotta tell myself I'm the best if I'm going to be the best. I never believe in me. It's not anybody I believe in me. On Christmas morning when I unwrap my camera, I actually don't believe in my ability. So much so that I say I can't even open the box to this camera until January 1st. Because in the new year, I'm going to be a different person. So that should just kind of really betray the lack of belief that I had in myself to begin with. Then it was opening the camera. I told my husband, I think you got me the wrong battery. No, it was just me putting the battery in the wrong way. I had no idea which way was up. I was cutting every single corner. I was looking at the work that I was doing, and I feel like I had enough wherewithal to look at my work and say this is terrible. I know what good is and what I'm doing is terrible. But do I have the capacity to make it a little bit less terrible? I was a person for 365 days who said come hell or high water, I'm going to go all in. I want to look back on my deathbed and said you gave it everything you had. So I stopped being a lot. So social. I didn't do extracurricular activities. I woke up earlier. I went to bed later. I don't think that's a lifestyle, like a permanent lifestyle. But at the time that I gave myself 365 days, I was no more messing around. There was no more excuses. You have a story. You have a unique experience. And so you're 12 or 6. My, not just your world, but how your world has shaped your thinking. Nothing. That's the part that missions. Guys, it was easy. Everybody could be. It was a cookie cutter. Everybody would just follow the tip of teeth. But there's a mindset. And when I look at Serena, when I look at the micro Jords and somebody Tom Brady, you look at Michael Phelps like it is a mentality. It's the consistent actions of doing the hard things or just the things you say you're going to commit to. And you're meeting those things which build the confidence and the belief in yourself. A lot of people that have these issues will be self-doubt. It's because they have not put the work in to have the belief in themselves or they can accomplish whatever it is. The reason why you're not taking advantage of this opportunity is not because you don't believe in it. You don't believe in you. We suck at first, but I just kept going. I just really believed that I could have anything that I wanted if I was willing to work for it. And when I was number 20, I started saying, I have the number 1 more adventure speaking to world. And I went to the computer and the world said exactly what I said, that Eric Thomas is number 1 in the world. I spoke it. The world heard it and it activated. Your problem is that you don't believe in the world. You hear it. Your problem is that you don't think you should be sitting out here. This is to be very close to you. If I have one message to leave you with, that's a game changer, as you need to start to believe. And I, for one, I can tell you in my own experience, my own self-confidence, 100% comes from the relationships that I have. It's not some deep internal fortitude. And in order to achieve greatness, you must first believe you can. And where we end the insomnia of reoccurring our break in our chips. It is inevitable. It is self-compassion that gives us the power to face our failures, to face our fears, to face our insecurities, to face what we don't like about ourselves in common on time. When you're down, find the way to get up. I've been new. I go toward anybody else, but I have a chapter to do with you tomorrow. You're so new. The real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down. How you handle it. That's where the growth takes place. You evaluate where you are. Look at it, assess yourself, and assess the situation. What brought you there? What role did you play? All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. If you want to begin to move, you've got to clear your mind of all the unnecessary luggage that's weighing us down. I'm telling you, for personal experience, I know what my life was like when I put in a 55. I know what it was like when I didn't try. I know what my life was like when I didn't care. I know what my life was like when I didn't have any dreams or any goals. Like I didn't want anything. I know what my life was like. Now I'm putting in 120, baby. You put in 120. That's on its effect your life. It affects your family's life. It affects your friend's life. It affects your community's life. Are you here when I'm telling you? I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to get from where you are. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to get from where you are. I'm challenging you to get from where you are. I'm challenging you to get from where you are. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to stop settling. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to stop accepting the life that was given to you. I'm challenging you to give 120%. Are you hear me? Trying is not good enough. Trying is not going to get you there. We need potential. We need application. We need dedication. We need motivation. We need discipline. We need to understand that work must be a point. We need to understand. We need responsibility. We need to know. We need to be prepared. We need to feel the opportunity to know that. Do that to help your family. We need to be prepared. We need to stay alive, and even when you don't want to do it, find a way to do it anyway. I'm coming back. I'll be strolling in better because of it. You have got to make a declaration. This is what your stands for, and the fight for your future. Then you are going to have to master self-compassion. Face the conflict, embrace rather than avoid challenges. And you don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. When you find yourself criticizing yourself negatively, comparing yourself to others, try to find inspiration in their successes and strengths instead of feeling threatened. You're standing up for your dream. Just standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for help. You want it, and you're going to go all out to have it. Everybody gets knocked down. No matter how tough you think you are, you're going to fall, and when you fall, sometimes you fall real hard. But that ground is a hard surface, and I'm going to tell you something. I ain't going to move because you're landing. So you need to rise up, and you need to rise above it, and you need to start moving. Sometimes you have to back up and go with it and try and meditate and recharge your batteries. Go away, clear your head, and then come back and look at it from a different vantage point. Don't operate while you're under the spell of the effect of what's going on. Stop having fun. Stop putting 4/5 of a sin effort. Stop doing it right, or just don't do it at all. Are you having it? Do it right. There's a lot of people walking around the day. They have unchecked rage, unchecked aggression, unchecked anxiety, fear, and security. You're going to have to care enough about yourself to face it and find a resolve. You got to find out what's the next things you need to be doing. How are you going to push it to that level and go beyond it? How are you going to maximize your time? How much energy are you going to put into this craft? Everything you have, everything you are, everything you do. Like if it's 7 to 8 and what I need to do is I need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, come on, quit, stop playing. I deserve to see what my life would look like if I gave 120%. Stay dedicated. You've got to keep on pushing forward. You've got to keep on fighting the good fight. You've got to put aside the excuses, because excuses won't lift you up. Excuses won't give you the power, get you truly me.